This is the assembly instructions for the Power King 42-ton Kinetic log splitter. We included a pivoting mount to help with the installation. With an assistant lifting the front end of the log splitter, install the pivoting mount using a 17mm socket and adjustable wrench. There is no need to torque this one down, so just make sure it is snug. Now, with the back end lifted up, you can install the wheels and engine carrier using the 4 bolts, nuts, and washers. Tighten these down using a 17mm socket and adjustable wrench. Next is the installation of the wheels. First, you want to remove the cotter pin, then the axle nut, and the flat washer. Next, you want to slide on the wheel, making sure that the valve stem is facing outwards. And when sliding it onto the axle, make sure that the bearing stays in place. Next, you'll install the flat washer, the axle nut, and then you want to tighten this down. But at the same time, you want to make sure that the wheel is still able to spin. And then if it does tighten up, you want to loosen it a little bit, enough to be able to slide the cotter pin in. Once the cotter pin is in, go ahead and give it a bend so the castle nut cannot loosen. And then you want to put the dust cover, and then go ahead and use a rubber mallet to install it. Now, with an assistant, you want to lift the front end, remove the pivoting mount, and then you're going to move it forward on the I-beam. And this will give you the clearance to install the front end. First, you want to install the tow bar mount and tighten it down with 17mm socket and adjustable wrench. Now open up the tow bar swivel, and let's go ahead and install the bolts to keep this open in the extended position. And then we're going to go ahead and swivel down the front end wheel. So now the machine should be standing on its own. At this point, you want to remove the nuts and washer from the engine adjustment bolts. Slide it into proper position. Now you want to install the belt. First, put it on the small pulley side, and then it's going to wrap around the flywheel. Now you want to pull the engine back, and you want to snug down the engine bolts. Doing this will make it a little bit easier for the belt adjustment. So you want to snug them down, but you don't want to tighten them completely. So now you want to align the pulley with the flywheel. Just make sure the belt is straight. And then you're going to tighten the left bolt and nut here. And what that does is going to tension the belt. You can see that I am testing out how the tension of the belt using my hand. And I continue to tighten the bolt. Now you want to put the lock nuts on there. And what this does, it prevents the engine from moving. Now you want to torque down the engine mount bolts. For the belt tension, you want to make sure that it's about a 1 to 2 inch deflection. Now this is for the belt cover, and what you want to do is just remove it there and then flip it over. And I'm going to snug it down here, but I'm not going to completely tighten. Now I'll slide on the belt cover. On the top there are 3 13mm bolts. And then you also want to tighten down the bracket on the bottom with a 13mm bolt as well. Now it's time to install the front table. This uses the 17mm and adjustable wrench. Now you're going to put the right table on first. And secure it down with the 2 bolts. And now the left side of the table. There are 5 bolts holding this one down. Last, you want to install the safety handle and the engagement handle. These are threaded, so they should just thread right in to the receivers. Now it's time to fill the engine with 0.63 quarts of 10W30 motor oil and up to 4 quarts of 87 octane gas. Now it's time to start the engine. First, we're going to make sure that the throttle is on idle, the choke is on, and the fuel lever switch is on, and give it a pull. If it sounds like it's starting to fire, go ahead and turn off the choke, give it one more pull, and you should be good to go.